decided to make this video because I'm honestly tired of the content we see on social media about Ramadan preparations. It seems like everything is about food and clothes. We even stress about the abaya we are wearing on the day of Eid. But we don't focus on what's truly essential. I'm far from perfect and I'm not here to give you advice, but I believe it's important that we keep reminding each other about what really matters. In this short video, I'll share my Ramadan preparations that focus more on spirituality. If you enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Share it with your friends and hit the like button. The first thing I did was renew my intentions. I was listening to Dr. Haifa and really liked her approach, which I want to share with you today. Setting the right intentions is so important, as we all know the famous hadith, إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. Verily, the reward of deeds depends on the intention, and a person will be rewarded according to what he intended. So ask yourself, why am I fasting? What do I want from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What do I want to change in myself? And write it down. Dr. Haifa adds also that we should be careful not adding more sins to the pile as we already have enough. So we should be cutting things like backbiting and gossiping. Having a clear intention helps us stay motivated throughout Ramadan. When we feel tired or distracted, we can always go back to our intentions and remind ourselves why we are doing this. Ramadan is not just about refraining from food or drink, it's about purifying our hearts, strengthening our faith, and becoming better versions of ourselves. I used to stock my fridge with so much food and prepare lots of sweets for Ramadan, and it is also a tradition. But this year, I kept my preparations minimal so I can focus on the true meaning of Ramadan. I always like to start Ramadan with a clean home. So I did a deep cleaning of my fridge and bought fresh flowers. This may seem unrelated, but a clean and a fresh environment helps set the tone for a peaceful and focused Ramadan. Just like we cleanse our hearts and souls, having a clean home can serve as a physical reminder of our spiritual renewal. A cluttered space can create a cluttered mind. When everything around us is organized, it helps us feel more at peace. That's why I take time to deep clean before Ramadan. It's like starting fresh physically but also spiritually. I set up a small prayer corner for myself. You don't have to buy new things. You can use what you already have home. Having a dedicated prayer space helps us stay focused on ibadah. A prayer corner eliminates distractions and serves as a reminder to pray and read Quran more consistently. It creates an environment of peace and reflection, making it easier to concentrate on connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I also keep few essentials in my prayer corner: my Quran, a tasbih, a journal, and a candle. This creates a peaceful atmosphere. Sitting in this space helps me stay mindful and focus on my connection with Allah. Now that I was ready, I sat down to write my Ramadan goals. I want to set goals that will last beyond Ramadan. They should be sustainable. It's also important to start small in the first days. Consistency is a key. The best deeds are those that are small but continuous. I wrote everything down, printed it using Canva, and hang it beside my prayer corner. I also added a habit tracker to keep myself accountable and as a daily reminder in the midst of the busy schedule. One of my main goals this Ramadan is to improve my patience and my character. Fasting is not just about food, it's also about fasting from bad habits like gossiping, complaining, or being impatient. I remind myself daily that this is a time for self-improvement and a time to work on my akhlaq. One of the most important things on my list is doing the daily zikr, the wird. Zikr is essential because it helps us maintain a constant remembrance of Allah, purifies the heart, and brings inner peace. It keeps us mindful of our purpose and strengthens our connection with Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. For me, I try at least to do 100 times La ilaha illallah, 100 times astaghfirullah, 100 times the name of Allah and at least 10 times salawat. I usually do this after Fajr and Isha, but sometimes in the morning it is so busy that I don't have time to do it. I would take my tasbih ring and do the zikr on my way to work. Reading Quran is also an important part of my day. I try to read at least a few pages every day, even if I'm busy. One thing that helps is listening to Quran while doing household or driving. It keeps me connected even when I can't sit down and read. Let's talk about work. I sometimes struggle to pray on time, but I do my best. During my breaks, I try to pray in a quiet space, and if there is no prayer area, I even go to my car to pray. If I have some time left, I read some Quran. Doing this at work is so relaxing. It really takes you away from the busyness of the day and helps you reconnect with Allah. I also remind myself that making time for prayer at work is part of trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No matter how busy we are, when we prioritize our prayers, Allah puts barakah in our time. I've noticed that on the days I pray on time, my work goes smoother and I feel more at peace. Let's talk about food. This year I didn't do any meal preps. Instead, I'm cooking fresh and healthy meals every day. But I did store some essentials like nuts, oats, dates, and yogurt. Here are some tips. Keep meals simple and nutritious. Less time cooking means more time for worshipping. Overeating at iftar drains energy. Eat mindfully. Hydration and suhoor are more important than fancy desserts. You don't want to start your day with headaches. One thing I noticed is that when we eat heavy meals at iftar, we feel too tired to pray and read Quran. That's why I try to eat light and balanced meals, so I still have the energy to focus on ibadah after breaking my fast. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish everyone a blessed Ramadan. Let's focus on what truly matters and make this Ramadan meaningful, not just through food and celebrations, but through our connection with Allah. If you liked my video, don't forget to subscribe, to share it with your friends, and to hit the like button. Wassalamu alaikum.